Um, I'm happy to see all of you here and to meet you. And hopefully we can learn one or two things today. We are a bit late, which is my fault. So, but yeah, we can grasp something. I don't know if we'll have time to get to know everybody. I'm not so sure. But I want to believe you're all here because you're interested in storytelling, or you're interested in film, or you're interested in digital, anything related to digital, may it be marketing or social media or content. I want to believe we are all here because of, one thing or another. Around production of content and how best we can, get to share our stories there. The other class had shared their stories before. I think I had had some of them. I always give an assignment to everybody who is here, and when we come in for the next class, we always, try to work around our storytelling and see how best we can do it. I will not go into very much details today, but maybe we can make this a little bit interactive. I don't want to be the only one talking and you guys are listening. So I was asked to talk about content and storytelling. And I want you to imagine when you're telling someone a story, any story, even the ones that we tell to our friends when we are just seated somewhere and you're like, ah, do you know what happened yesterday? You know, or you're calling your friend and you want to, they're women. And as women, the one thing that we do, well, not all of us, but some of us, is gossip. But it depends if your gossip is, good enough for me to stay long, to want to hear the rest of it, or am I just going to be like, nah, I'm not interested in that. So, what makes a good story? What makes you want to watch a movie from the beginning to the end? What makes you want to read, a book from the beginning to the end? What is the first thing that captures you to want you to, you know, give some concentration to anything? Imagine a book, a movie, something that you have seen and you're like, I think I want to learn more about this. What even made you want, to be interested to, join this organization and learn more about digital storytelling? What came into your mind? What did you see? What did you hear? Yeah, because I would love to know that. So I'll be silent and yeah, I want to hear. My time to listen to all of you. Anybody, everybody.
Okay.
Emmy?
All right. Okay. So my name is Ronke. You know me already. My name is Adironke, and the reason why I love story is because of the captivating intro. When they want to show a film, the intro of the movie comes out. Most times it's captivating. When it's captivating, you want to watch till the end. So like
Mm-hmm.
that's one thing that made me interested in movies and storytelling.
Okay. All right. Somebody else? I see
Can,
there's Rashida. Yeah.
hi, can I say something?
Yes. Sure.
So the reason why I love storytelling is okay, I love the story tells. My head plays everything I read in a book. So while reading it, my mind wanders far and it makes me wonder what magical things happen. So I love story, I love stories, I love stories a lot. Nothing else.
All right. Okay. Somebody else. Rashida. Rashida, say something. Esther knows everything, so I'm not gonna ask her.
Okay. I mean,
Anyone else like try?
so good
Yeah, I saw
afternoon, all.
someone. I saw
Yeah,
someone there.
yeah, it's Rashida. It's
Ah,
Rashida.
nice, amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So me, I will always say I love storytelling because it deals with the true life history of one's life for everybody to know what is the good of that part and what might be the bad negative part of it. So that is the reason why I love storytelling, because it invests in educating one's life for him to plan ahead of time and for him to be well prepared if anything that may happen to him in terms of in a critical situation or being in a happy mood. So this is why I love storytelling, because it's just the history and feature of everyone. Thank you.
So Rashida, before you go, what makes you want to watch a movie? Like there, like when you open your laptop or Netflix, you see there are so many movies. What makes you want to pick this movie over the other movie?
Sometimes the name of the movie may attract, that's the title of the movie. It attracts someone to make to love to see what is or what might be in that movie. And sometimes, the picture you saw in the
Exactly.
movie
Very nice.
tells what one may find in that movie. So that is, and sometimes it's like a mental reliever to me. And sometimes it's like whenever I want to, most especially in the part of learning, some of us watch a movie or watch any film of history for him to learn from the speech of the actors.
Amazing. Amazing. There were two girls, I didn't get their names, from Girl Child Freedom. I want to ask the other one a question. The other one who's not spoken. The girls from Girl Child. Where are you people?
Hi, we're
Hello,
here.
Yeah, the one in white. Thank you. What's your name?
My name is Fortune.
Sorry?
My name is Fortune.
Fortune. Very good. Fortune, when you meet a guy, how old are you?
I'm 15.
Ah, okay, you're too young for that. So yes, yes, you're still a baby. But what makes you want to read a book that you have just seen or a movie that you have, come across? What makes you want to read it or to watch it?
Sometimes the title and the cover page of the book makes me want to read it.
Thank you. Thank you. That's amazing. So, why did I want to get into this fast? Before somebody tells you a story, thank you, Fortune. Thank you. So before somebody tells you a story or you watch a movie or anything in your life comes into your eyes, the one reason why we are interested to invest in it is because of the way it looks. Okay. If I met you today, beautiful girls, and I met you with your hair messy and your clothes all untidy, I wouldn't want to listen from you. For I would probably think you're mad, and I wouldn't want to hear anything from you. If your clothes are dirty and your shoes are looking, presentation is everything. So in storytelling, there's something we call the look. And the look starts with as simple as the graphics on your banner or on your book, or even before I get to know what the story is about. The other thing is the name. And I think I told the team before, Esther's team, the way you name your story matters a lot. I think I wouldn't want to read a story that is all boring. It's automatic, how the sun rises in the morning. Why would I be interested to read a story like that? I mean, come on. I know how it rises. I see it. If I wanted to know, I can see it or go to the internet and search, you know. I would love to read something different, So if you're going to come up with a story and you're going to come up with a movie or create content, you have to be very, very creative in the way you name your story or in whatever name that you give to your work, If I am writing, a book, I don't think I want to just have any sort of name for my book. I want something that is convincing people to come and read my book, something that is catchy to the eye, something that speaks loudly to the people who are walking around me. If I was to write about the sun, I can't just write about how it raises. Maybe I would say the day that the sun will not rise. People will be like, why would the sun not rise? The sun rises every day, so why wouldn't it rise? I want to have um some kind of topic, or something that is catchy enough, you know and it will bring more readers or more viewers to come in and want to read my book, or watch my movie. And the same happens to content. Nobody wants to have the same content. You know how a movie starts? I wake up in the morning, I wash my face. I think we went through, like, when we were in first grade, how our day should go. You wake up in the morning, you wash your face, you brush your teeth. Nobody wants that. How about today? I wake up in the morning and I don't wash my face. We want something different. You know how a movie starts about a girl and a guy who loved each other. They met in the market, and then they went for a date, and then they got married, and then they had children, and then the husband got sick and died. Oh, come on. Everybody wants to consume content that, number one, nobody else has. So if you're going to be in this class, and if you're going to want to have some content for yourself, that is not only going to be content, but content that can be consumed. Number one, you have to have very interesting content that is not copied from someone else, content that is original, content that is interesting. Underline the word interesting, because without interesting content, then you cannot be creating movies for us. Otherwise, it will be the same old script. And by the time we get to the first episode, 20 minutes in, we are out. We are not interested in watching your movie. All right? So, I know by now you have that story you wanted to, write, wanted to shoot. Just think about that story as we, go through this together, okay? So, I will ask I will ask at the end of this, I will ask what's your story and how different you have done it. So walk with me. So now, yes, the story does, it's okay. We're still telling love stories, and in love stories there'll always be a man and a woman. But this time, instead of them meeting in the market, how about, they get to meet in a different way? You know, they necessarily don't have to meet when they're adults. They can even meet when they're children. Doesn't have to be the same thing every time. You know, they don't have to go for a date. How about they go to war and meet in war? It doesn't necessarily have to be the same script. Okay. So your content must be interesting. It must be original. It cannot be content that was done by someone else, and then you also want to come and do it. Probably half of us have already watched it, so we will not, we will not give much to it. Then the other thing that I want to talk about very fast is the way you start your story, regardless. Are you writing a script? I mean, for a movie, for TV, for radio, for whatever content that you're coming up with. The introduction, or rather what we call in journalism, the lead is very, very important. And I said, imagine someone came to you and told you, hey, like the way we gossip. Sometimes we gossip. Come on, we gossip with our moms, our best friends, because wow, women we gossip once in a while, you know. And someone says to you, man, I'm so tired. Today you already put off. You don't want to listen to that person, unless they're using a different tone, telling you how tired they are. But if your friend called you and said, oh my God, you will not believe what happened today. I know you all want to know what happened today, right? Right? I can see you. Exactly. Because you want to know, yeah, what happened? What happened? All of you want to hear that. But if I just came and sat and I'm telling you, so this cup has always no, no. Mm-mm. So how do you get to have what we call an interesting lead, an interesting opening to your story? How do you make that story interesting enough that I want to keep going? When I get to the second episode, I'm like, no, 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 where is the remote? If for any reason the internet decided to go out, you will buy bundles. It will not matter. If your company electricity the electricity company decided to have the lights off, you will look for your charger or whatever it is, just because the story is interesting enough. So you might have a good story. It might be very interesting. No one else has come up with that story. But unfortunately, guess what? Your lead is so poor that nobody wants to watch your second. Not even, they don't even want to go to your 30 minutes because it is not interesting. So, how best can we tell our stories? Number one, creative stories, stories that we have not seen anybody else do before, stories that are original, okay, and stories that are interesting, and most importantly, these stories have to have been done, with an interesting lead, or rather what we call like, let me call it the normal or the layman's language, captivating introduction. Are we clear to that question answer? All right, let's jog our minds. Fortune, how are you? Hi, Fortune. Why don't you tell us an example of a creative um tell us, if you were to tell us a story today that is very interesting, what would you call your story?
Is it like the title of the story?
Yes, yes, I want to hear the title of our stories today. Everybody get ready, I'm coming your way.
Oh God. Okay. The title of my story will be wow. With Joy the Brilliant Girl.
Hey, nobody wants to.
Joy, Joy, the brilliant girl is so boring. Fortune, everybody is brilliant.
Um
Everybody in this class is brilliant. Joy and Adelaide is brilliant. Hester is brilliant. Let's have another one. Think about it as we go to your friend Rashida.
can I take time to think right now? Because nothing is going to my head.
Yeah, well, we're giving you 2 minutes as we talk to Rashida.
Okay.
Okay, I can call my own the fortune lady or the fortune girl.
The Fortune girl.
Yeah,
What is so different about her and the other girls?
you said?
What is so different between the Fortune? What is different with this Fortune girl from us? You know, why the Fortune girl?
Okay, the fortune girls.
Hmm. No, I'm asking, why do you decide to call your story the Fortune girl? What's the story?
Okay, I may start by saying the story is starting from a child that was brought from a poor family
Mm-hmm.
who was not enrolled in school, and
Mm-hmm.
she was married at the age of 9 years, and
Mm-hmm.
that girl was unfortunately uh, became a I'm coming a survivor of a uh, fistula replacement, and
Mm-hmm.
from there she was able to learn when they were given a rehabilitation program in that center. And at the age of 11 years, so from there, she was able to learn so many skills, learn reading and writing, and later on, she was able to transit to formal schools, which was supported by the center. And later, she started a small program for a small trading from the skills she learned in that center. And at the age of 15, somewhere around 13 to 15 years, she was able to start being seen in the market, that's being seen in the public because of her business practice. And before we know it, she was able to reach a level of passing out her degree levels. And later she became an employed person under a company that is well known. And from there, she became the head of that company. And she was able to remarry again at the age of 18, somewhere at the age of 25, sorry. So at some point, when she met some kind of girls that are into that situation that she has been in the past, so she quickly remembered how she started her life, and she was able to gist them about and try to see she supported them in the way that she was supported. So that is why I call it the fortune girls.
I think your story is very nice and very interesting. Um, but I don't think I would read a book called The Fortune Girl.
Okay.
Majorly because what comes into my mind when you say fortune is maybe money, she made good money or something. But the storyline is very nice, you know. Um,
Oh.
how about as we hear somebody else, you take your time and work around how best you can, you know, have a better topic for that. I will give you an idea, but how about you take 2 or 3 minutes and think about it? As we hear, well, Adelaide using the name Tammy. Tammy, let's hear your story. We're ready for you. What would be the title of your story? Is she there?
Who?
Me? Or someone else? Someone else.
What you would like to talk?
Yeah, Fortune, please go on.
Hi, Ma. Sorry, before you talk about fortune, we're two here and you're only focusing on fortune. It's not fair.
Oh, I am so sorry. What's your name?
Joy.
I am so sorry.
My name is Joy.
Joy. Oh, Joy. I am so sorry, Joy. All right, Joy. Let me hear yours. I'm concentrating on you. Forget about Fortune.
Okay, ma. So my story would be titled The Mirror.
Interesting. Okay.
So everyone wants to know what I'm talking about, right? So
Yeah,
in this
I
story,
do.
so in this story, there was a young woman of about 22 years who was married and then beaten up by her. Okay, the marriage was a setup to get her into her husband's house. So while in her husband's house, she was maltreated and then pushed out, and a lot of things happened to her. She was rendered homeless and everything. So she was poor and had no one to help her. Her parents, okay, she was an orphan. So at this point in her life, she had to get menial jobs where she had to clean people's houses, offices, and things like that. So while doing all those things, there was a day she was working for one of her boss as a cleaner. So while cleaning, she got tired and decided to sit. So she sat on the chair. While sitting there, her boss's daughter, who happened to be rude and wicked, came up and was like, "Hey, you! Who gave you the audacity to sit on that chair?" And started talking to her arrogantly and wickedly, and then pushed her off the chair. Okay. So there happened to be a mirror somewhere because it was a dining room setting. It's a dining room setting now. So you get those mirrors where they go wash their hands and things like that. So she was on the floor sobbing while while the young lady of about her age kept talking to her and was like, "You are worth nothing. You're so poor. You're wretched. Look at me. Look at you. Who gave you the audacity to sit on this chair? I mean, look at yourself in the mirror. Look at yourself in the mirror. Who do you think you are?" And for the first time in years, this young girl, okay, let's say her name is Helen. So Helen stood up, looked at herself in the mirror, and saw a beautiful young woman, courageous and outstanding. And she looked at herself in the mirror and cleaned her tears and wiped her tears and said, "No, that from now I will pick up my pieces. I'll pick up everything. I'll pick up the pieces of my life, and I'll start afresh, and I'll be a courageous woman." And that was where the story of her life began.
Amazing. I mean, Esther, this class, it's amazing. I like this one.
Thank you. Thank you, Ma.
Yeah,
Don't you have
your story is good considering that it's very fast thought of, and I think I would. It's not obvious that somebody just wakes up in the morning and writes about mirrors. Yeah, you would want to know what the mirror is about, and Rashida, maybe you would want to, walk around someone who's resilient, something resilience in I don't know. You tell us what you come up with a bit later. So I want to believe all of us here. There's someone I haven't heard from. Jamie, what's your story? She's disappeared. Someone is using the word Jamie. Is it Adelaide? All right. Okay. They are not ready to tell us their story today.
Fortune is here. She's come up with something.
Yeah. Okay, Fortune. Hi. My favorite.
Yes, Ma.
All right.
Okay, Ma. Is it weird that I have another story in my head cooking up?
No. That's not weird. That's what creatives do. That's amazing.
Okay, can I say it? Because Fortune seems not to be ready. Are you ready,
Joy?
Fortune?
No, Joy. No, you can't have two takes.
No. Okay. I'll give it to Fortune.
Hey, Ma.
Hi.
Hey, Emmy.
What topic would you give your story?
What if I say I'm not done modifying my story yet?
Okay, that's just okay.
Oh,
all right. Okay. All right. If you're not ready, it's okay. No rush. What I would like you to do, all of you, Esther, please note this assignment down, is for everybody to come up with a very interesting title for their story, wherever they're going to film. Now, what I want you to do is work around something that you can do as a short story. I know it's good that you want to talk about who met who looked at what, but I want you to also come up with stories that you can shoot where you are, because you're also going to use your phone to shoot the same stories, okay? So in your mind, look around things that are within your reach. Maybe your community, your home, things that you'd probably want the world your back, Timmy, after running away from us. Um, things that are around you that you can share with the world. I like what Esther and the organization is doing, creating awareness, um, in matters, young women, in matters, teenage pregnancies. That's a story that you can shoot very easily in your hometown, in your community. You don't need to travel. Look for a story that doesn't need you to move around so much, and identify somebody who can be the lead for your story. It can be your sister, your mother, your best friend. And so come up with a nice title for your story. And then I want us to write our script. Okay. So I want to see what your introduction would look like if you were to transfer that into a story that has been shot. What do I mean? I don't know if you've gone through camera work with the others. I don't know if you've gone through the shots that you're supposed to use when you're starting a story. I want to believe you have. And if you haven't, you let me know. But also, I want to see how best you would start your story. Just put it down in writing. Don't make it complicated. Imagine you're telling me this story of the lady with fistula. I want to believe you will not start by saying, once upon a time there was a girl, Rashida. Probably you will start your story by showing me a woman who is in pain, a woman who is in shame, or a woman walking somewhere and everyone is, blocking their nose off, like, what's that? Or a woman passing by and everybody is just closing their nose around the corridor. Show us the shame if you're talking about fistula, a survivor of fistula. I am thinking that's what I would want to know. Why are people doing that? Why are they, feeling disgusted? And I want you to probably start your story by telling us, how she passes and she sits down somewhere quietly and she's crying and she's saying, why me? Not understanding what's happening to her, looking all confused. Yeah, I mean, I would want to start with that instead of showing you started your story by telling us there was a girl who was, came up from this family that was poor. That is so basic for everybody else. Joy, who is not my so favorite. Hi, Joy, who is now my favorite. No, I don't know. So, Joy, instead of you telling us there was a girl who was employed and she was not so happy in her life, how she was you can put your mic off, Joy.
Okay.
Someone has a mic. Yeah, and who was not employed and who was employed and was not happy, and the employer. I think that is very basic. You can start, you know by showing us a girl, a beautiful girl who's living her best life, best clothes, best shoes. She's, living the best of her life. And maybe she's seated somewhere and someone walks by and says, you're very pretty, you're beautiful, you're amazing. Or someone knocks her off and she says, look at you, ugly girl, you don't know nothing. And then maybe she gets a flashback to, one day someone called her ugly or called her all those things. Don't be very predictable. Just like we say in life, don't let people know what's your next move, because you know don't wake up every morning and brush your teeth and wash your eyes and wear your be different. Sometimes wake up at 12, sometimes 11, sometimes wake up at 5 in the morning. I'm not saying you should, but I'm giving an example. you know I'm not saying take breakfast every day. Go without breakfast one day. It's interesting to even want to know what would my body do without breakfast. Don't be so obvious, especially for us as women. We are free to run the world. We are free to think And as we come up and as we create content, we are the best storytellers in the world. A woman can tell you a story and be like, wait a minute, you know, you were talking about a plate this whole time. Someone is telling you, have you ever eaten food? You know, have you ever looked at food and wondered, do I do I just take photos of this food, or do I? You know, someone is thinking, you know what? You know, the food looks like this and like this and like this, and you know why? It's because it's packaged in a good plate, and you're thinking, you just wasted my time just to tell me about a plate, you know, because we are gifted. So please come up with that, um, as short as it can, just the title, and don't give me the long story. Have an intro that is so captivating that if you want me to, you know, ask you where is the rest of the script, I want to know your story. Okay. Also, don't go because we're starting up. Try to have a story that is within your locality, and that will help us because when you're shooting your story, you'll be able to get stories that are accessible. Please do not go to for stories that are in the USA or in Germany because we cannot travel to shoot them there. Not ever, but today or tomorrow. But maybe someday we will. So try and get those stories, and yeah, we will see what you have done. Please don't miss next time's class. That we, you know, we keep up building content, and I will tell you a lot more about how best you can get amazing content. I think Esther from me, unless anybody else has a question. Tammy ran away. I see she's back. She has a question. Anyone else
No,
has a
ma.
question? Ah, I see you. Someone said something? Rashida, work on that title and work on that story so we can get to hear what your story will be. That's a very interesting story on fistula. It's if you tell your story well, very many people will want to watch it, and it can also be used for campaigns during, you know, creating fistula awareness. It's an amazing story. I love that. So how about you work on that, and yeah, I'll help you come up with a bit with you know, we can work on it together. Anyone else?
Thank you very much, Lena. You've done well. We've learned a lot today, and I hope the girls are going to put it to practice. So please, if you're joining in and you know you've learned from today's section, please endeavor to refer others to watch as well. It's already streamed live on YouTube, and oftentimes you can always have access to it to record. Probably you need some guides while doing one of those activities you've been taught today. So you just have to go back to the recording and listen to it, and then, of course, you're not. We're also welcoming you to drop in your messages. We have a WhatsApp. I'll just drop the WhatsApp number for you on the chat now so that you can always get in touch to get more communications with your teacher, Lena, at any time, any
Mm-hmm.
moment. She's always available, and not just her alone. Tomorrow we are also having another class on um, video editing. So please make yourself available to learn. These are skills you need to strive in today's world. So, and I believe taking this opportunity is going to do us more good than harm. Yeah. So we're coming to the end of today's meeting, class today, and we're saying enjoy the week ahead. Yeah. Bye.
All right. Bye bye, girl.
Bye, girls.
Bye,
Bye.
ma'am.
Bye.